Hello everyone, my name is Nunu. Today we're back with F1 2018 career mode of the Japanese Grand Prix in season number 2 with McLaren. As always, you can see it's got a bit clear for the race and for the qualifying, which is very nice. And you can see Renault has brought an ultimate upgrade as we have. We've also brought an ultimate upgrade as well as Renault, so it's going to be competitive at the front of the field. But let's get into qualifying here for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Welcome to the only figure-of-8 track on the F1 calendar. We're here at Suzuka for qualifying today ahead of the Japanese Grand Prix.
Alright, so coming into qualifying, we're just going to speed over the first kind of third of the session so we can get out for 2 runs. One in the middle of it all and one to get in a banker time, and one later in the session to get in as fast as possible time, because the track obviously evolves over the session. So the first lap was not too good, actually. It was an okay lap time. But I didn't feel very good at all, to be honest. This lap, it was not too bad, but oh wait, what am I talking about? Every lap feels good about around this circuit. It is, of course, a very much driver's favorite. It is also my favorite. Everyone loves this track. We're coming over the line for 1 minute 26.8 right there. Alonso getting down 1/10 faster, which means we'll obviously want to go out once more, because every single position, every single tenths count when we're coming down to the end of the season. Because if you finish first or second, that's a difference of 7 points, which could be what we will stand there missing in Abu Dhabi whenever we finish the season. So this lap was quite an insane one. I love this circuit, especially this lap. It was 3/10 up. I made one mistake that was kind of stupid, which I did not. But those 3/10s are enough to get us pole position for the Japanese Grand Prix. Of course, the very high downforce and awesome circuit. You can see we 1/10 in front of Alonso and 7/10 in front of Max Verstappen, which is an absolutely insane performance gap between us and the next car. But they've kind of been catching up here at the end of the season, so not looking too good for McLaren. Maybe next season onwards, when we are going to go away from McLaren. Let's just get into the race here at Suzuka Circuit for the Japanese Grand Prix.
And a very warm welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix, an event that has decided a Drivers' Championship 11 times over the years and has hosted some very memorable races as well. Who can forget Kimi Raikkonen's win from 17th on the grid in 2005, or Kamui Kobayashi's incredible drive to a podium in 2012. A lap of this historic racetrack covers 3.6 miles, and it's the only time during the season that we race on a figure-of-8 racetrack. The drivers can expect some intense G-forces through the 18 corners on offer here, as they experience some of the highest average apex speeds on the Formula One calendar. And keep an eye out for overtakes going into the final chicane.
Alright, so taking a look at our strategy, we are going to be starting on the super soft tires, because that's the tires that we qualified on. We're going to go on to the soft tires around 4 or 5 laps through the race, kind of to go for the basic strategy that a lot of other people go for, because it is the best strategy, the possible strategy. As we're on the grid for 5 red lights, and the lights are out, and we're on the way for 13 laps around this Suzuka circuit here at the Japanese Grand Prix. We get out to an okay, good getaway there, but Fernando Alonso's on the inside before the turn 1 there. We make a bit of contact, he pushes us wide there. He's on the inside still, we're going still side by side. We make contact with our wheels there. Alonso, what are you doing? We need to keep this clean, especially for the first lap. It would be so sad to retire on the first lap with a double retirement. So we get in front of Alonso, actually drives onto the grass there, so the Red Bull gets very close to him. So first place, we're leading out of the first sector, which is of course a positive thing, but everything can happen. We're still 13 laps from the end, which is quite a long comparison to that. We only have driven one sector at the moment. So of course, with this circuit being very high downforce, every lap is an enjoying one, unless you retire on it. That might not be too enjoying, to be honest. But so at the moment, we just need to keep the tire wear not too bad, because the tire was absolutely insane on this circuit. The tires, if you have overheated tires on this circuit, I believe that you are absolutely butt fucked. So we have the fastest lap of the race, which is pretty obvious. We started first, came over the line first, so that's kind of the first one who crosses the line on the first lap is pretty much gonna come over the line with the fastest lap. So at the moment we're kind of pulling out a gap a little bit on Fernando Alonso, who's actually here getting slipstreamed and overtaken by the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. I think it is down into 130R, which is an insane overtaking spot there. So now Fernando Alonso has fallen down to third place. We have a Red Bull right behind us who has a lot of pace right now here at the moment, so he might be able to catch up too. As you can see, they get fastest lap there. Sergio Perez actually gets fastest lap in the Force India, which is a lot of a surprise. So now Jeff's asked us about strategy. We can't do no stops, Jeff. I'm sorry, it's not a rain race. It's kind of hard to do no stops when that's out of the rules. But just talking about the channel, it is the end of the season. We're going to pump out 2 videos a day here just for the end of the season, just to get the season rounded off, get started on a new one, just hold a little bit of a break this season, because I'm super motivated at the moment of making these career modes. I'm not making them because I feel like I have to. I'm making them because I love making them, and it's kind of hard to run this career mode and another career mode where I just play, because it takes quite a lot of time to make these videos, and I absolutely do enjoy it. It's not that I don't enjoy it, as we're looking at this very, very nice view of our McLaren, but we're coming to the end of the season, so every point is important, of course. As if, for example, if we win this race, that would kind of be a momentum swing. It's all about momentum here at the end of the season, so it's been a relatively undramatic race until now. So we're going into the pits. We just take the cone with us, because why not? Coming into the pits on lap number 4 out of 13. We're gonna rejoin in pretty much clean out behind Sergei Sirotkin, who's miles ahead of us. Here out of turn 1, so now we can kind of we need to push on this lap. Definitely the in lap was an absolute great one, but here we need to push on this lap as well, because maybe we might get undercut by Verstappen, and maybe Alonso, who's been absolutely great at pulling off strategies, but you know what, I don't believe we will at all, because we had such a big lead coming into the pits, and you can see here, we just streamed past him. We've already gone past him way before the pit exit right there, so we keep the lead, or we don't. Hartley is in front of us, but we still keep the lead because he's yet to come into the pit, so we get the fastest lap, which is a fitting time to do so. So, until now, pretty boring race, to be honest, so we'll just have some nice camera shots of our McLaren driving around the Suzuka circuit, which looks insane in real life. Of course, it was the last race that was in real life, so maybe we will have some maybe there will be some similar things, which not at all, because McLaren is winning the race, which is not like in real life. But you can see here, actually the Red Bull is kind of catching up to us at the moment. We're not having the best pace that we possibly can, but you can see how fast these cars are going. It looks absolutely insane. But coming back to the pace, I'm not pushing at the moment because there's no one to push me. I'm so far ahead, and we go onto the grass. They lock up there, so we're having to take to the escape road. That could have gone very, very wrong. That could have gone into the barrier, which this is just the wrong time to make stupid mistakes like that. It didn't end our race, which is very, very, very lucky. So Alonso's in third. Behind him you have the Kimi Raikkonen Ferrari, the 2 Mercedes, Sebastian Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, Force India, surprisingly enough, and then you have the 2 Renaults right behind him. So you know the top 3 standings. So here we have Hamilton trying to overtake through 130R, and he gets spun around and he's lost his front wing, and we have a virtual safety car out on track. Oh wait, it's not on track because it's freaking virtual. You are such a great god, Nunu. But Lewis Hamilton there got spun around through 130R. Was looking to be an okay race for him, but it just needed to end through 130R. But you can see the VSC's ending just half a lap after he's of course just driven back to the pits or on in the race. Here we have his teammate, a very, very awesome view of his teammate. I gotta say, I love these. We also had one abstract and awesome view of Fernando Alonso in Singapore, which was looking super awesome. Sometimes I love these camera shots. It could be super awesome if you could do slow motion camera shots, but let's get away from that, as here we have Daniel Ricciardo getting the slipstream down the long straight. By the way, I'm sorry, I have kind of changed around on Daniel Ricciardo. Max Verstappen, he squeezes aside to the apex there. We make so much contact with him, just a clumsy move We maybe clumsy for us. They're trying to keep it on the inside, but clumsy that he just squeezed us. You can see that we were on his inside in his mirrors, but he just squeezed us to the inside. So a clumsy maneuver from both sides of us. But he's in the lead of the race now. So, after the Singapore race, maybe he's getting a bit mad at us at the moment as we're trying to go down the inside. And he locks up! We just squeeze through there, even more clumsiness. We make even more contact with him, but he locked up massively there, so we just went to the apex and overtook him into the chicane. So it's the last lap of the race, but we just want to keep this victory home. But talking about those camera angles, I wish that you could actually do awesome like slow motion where you choose your own kind of camera angle. That would be super awesome thing to see in an update or in the next game. But here we are coming around the last sector. You can see we were on the side of the track to break the toe. We moved back to take the whole racing line as we're coming through the last corner of the race and coming over the line to claim a win here in Japan. Japan, with Fernando Alonso third, so that means we increase our gap in the championship even more. A nice victory here in Japan, a very, very dominant victory, maybe a bit of a boring video, but you know, those races are here as well. It can't be a dramatic race every single race, so it's a win in Japan, an absolutely great win, which is such a nice thing to have, because it's not that it's not that stupid trophy that everyone made memes about in real life. It's a boring trophy like every single other trophy. I think it looks suspiciously similar to the one in Russia and the run in Singapore and the run in Monza. But you can see there Daniel Ricciardo finishing in second place for the Red Bull. Absolutely great finishing positions for him. Charles Leclerc also getting right out of the points there. He's absolutely outscoring his teammate Marcus Ericsson, just like in real life. We have a championship lead over Alonso with 11 points and over Sebastian Vettel with 25 points, which is a very, very nice, good, comfortable lead. But you know, it's just one retirement and we're out. And we could potentially be down to third place if you're looking at it. But 111 points. We could very, very, very well wrap up the Constructors' Championship by next race in Austin, which will be out tomorrow, together with the Mexican Grand Prix if I get time to make that. But Austin, we could wrap up the Constructors' Championship already by Austin, which would be super nice if we could done that for McLaren, which is, of course, such a long time ago. I don't even remember. I think it was in 28 or something. I don't even remember they did that there, but it's such a long time ago that they have gotten the Constructors' Championship. But I hope you enjoyed this video here at the Japanese Grand Prix of Korea mode. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe and all that bullshit. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.